You're scrolling cruise deals and bam, there it is. 7 nights, balcony, drinks, Wi-Fi. For less than a weekend at a budget motel with stale muffins. The ships look gorgeous, the promos look unreal, and the total is somehow lower than your last oil change. Welcome to MSC Cruises, where the first reaction is always the same. What's the catch? Spoiler, you're not scrubbing decks for your discount, and nobody's handing you a bill for the life jacket. There is a catch though. It's just not a bad one. It's strategy. Behind those glossy atriums and jaw-dropping prices are 11 reasons MSC can undercut the market and still look fancy doing it. By the end, you'll see exactly how they pull it off and why the too good to be true price is very much by design. Number 1. Private ownership, long game pricing. Most big cruise brands live and die by quarterly earnings calls. Miss a target and the stock market throws tomatoes, so prices creep up, add-on fees multiply, and premium becomes the default. MSC plays a different game. As a privately owned line under the MSC Group umbrella, they don't have to perform for Wall Street every 3 months. No investors breathing down their necks means they can price aggressively now to win you over later. If that means sailing thin margins to grow market share, they can. If that means holding drink prices a touch lower to make the onboard vibe feel generous, they can. It's not charity, it's patience. They're willing to earn loyalty the slow way, give you a shockingly good deal, deliver a solid week at sea, and make the next booking feel like a no-brainer. Number 2. The shipping empire quietly subsidizes the sparkle. MSC's last name isn't Cruises, it's Mediterranean Shipping Company. Cargo is the mothership. Hundreds of container vessels, global logistics, port operations, rail links, the whole supply chain symphony. What does your mojito have to do with a ship stacked with lawn furniture? Diversified cash flow. When your cruise brand sits inside a transport giant, you're not forced to wring every dollar from the buffet line. That broader business stability lets MSC price cruises to fill cabins and build a fan base, even in new markets. It's the classic razor and blades move, but with containers and cocktails. You feel it as why is this balcony price so low? The answer might be steaming across the Atlantic stacked 8 high. Number 3. Tiered experiences that make upgrading feel like self-care. MSC doesn't just sell inside versus balcony. They sell experiences. Bella, Fantastica, Aurea, and the hyped Yacht Club. The names sound luxe because that's the point. They turn practical little perks into aspirational bundles. Want more dining flexibility, breakfast delivery, or priority here and there? That's a tier up. Want spa perks and sun deck serenity? Aurea. Want the private lounge, butler-handled city-within-a-city vibe? Yacht Club. What used to be scattered benefits now arrive in sleek packages that feel like you're treating yourself instead of ticking boxes. The genius is soft pressure, no hard sell, just would you like a nicer version of the same vacation? Many folks book the base and find themselves eyeing the next tier by day 2. MSC doesn't have to push, the menu sells itself. Number 4. Onboard spend is engineered to be fun, not forced. That bargain fare gets you on the ship. The ship then gets you in the mood to say yes. Gelato counters with flavors that wink at you, sushi bars with perfect timing, bowling lanes and VR rides, silent discos, photo ops, and specialty restaurants that look like date night in a magazine. Every corner whispers, "Try me." Nothing's compulsory. You could sail and spend almost nothing beyond what you paid. But vacations unlock a different voice. It's just one treat. MSC maps the path. Small, optional delights everywhere. Priced so that a nod here and a yes there don't feel like splurges, until your end-of-week statement looks suspiciously like a Target receipt. You still walk away happy because you chose every add-on. That's not nickel and diming. That's hospitality with a PhD in human nature. Number 5. Compact cabins. More guests, lower fares. Step into a standard MSC stateroom, and your first reaction may be cozy. That's not an accident. MSC's mainstream cabins tend to run a bit tighter than some North American competitors. Well-designed, storage smart, but undeniably efficient. Why? More cabins fit per deck, which means more people enjoying the ship, which means more economies of scale on the fare, and more opportunities for guests to spend on the experiences they genuinely want. If you use your cabin like a base camp, sleep, shower, wardrobe change, it's a sensible trade. If you crave square footage, you can buy it via higher categories or Yacht Club. Either way, the baseline room being snug is part of what keeps that headline price jaw-droppingly low. Number 6. A blended fleet. Shiny flagships plus seasoned workhorses. Not every MSC ship is a brand new mega resort. You'll find recent stunners with LED-drenched promenades and water parks. And you'll find classic, smaller ships that predate smartphone nostalgia. That's strategic. Older tonnage, refreshed and maintained, costs less to operate and finance. It can be deployed on routes where intimacy beats excess, where a mid-sized vessel slides into ports the big girls skip, and where a paired-back ship plus a killer fare is exactly what the market wants. Meanwhile, the newest builds showcase the brand's wow. The mix lets MSC cast a wide net, premium-looking vacations at economy prices plus truly premium when you choose it. Savings from the classics help fund the showpieces. Your ticket benefits from both. Number 7. A European palate keeps quality high and bloat low. MSC is Italian at heart, and it shows up on your plate. Expect crisp pizza, lighter pastas, olive oil-forward dishes, and coffee that could power a lifeboat. The buffet isn't a 24/7 ranch and nacho fountain, and the seasoning skews subtle over smothered. For many travelers, it's a win. Fresher flavors, fewer fryers, food that actually tastes like the ingredient on the sign. For others, it's an adjustment. Fewer all-night munchies, less pilot high culture. Here's the pricing secret. Quality without excess saves money. When your culinary identity leans Mediterranean baked, grilled, herbs, and citrus, you can keep costs in check while serving food you're proud of. It's not cutting corners, it's different corners. Number 8. Aggressive market growth. Especially in North America, MSC looked at the North American cruise map and said, scoot over. New terminals, more sailings, and aggressive introductory fares are the playbook. When you're expanding into a market dominated by legacy brands, you win hearts with value. Fill cabins now, build repeat customers, and let word of mouth do its compound interest thing. That's why you see deals that make seasoned cruisers blink. They're not pricing low because they have to. They're pricing low because it accelerates adoption. Once you've sailed and realized you got a polished ship for less than your last weekend road trip, you're more likely to return and to bring friends. Number 9. Scale and integration keep middlemen to a minimum. MSC isn't a pure buy-everything-off-the-shelf operator. The wider group negotiates at global scale, operates in ports, runs logistics, and reduces reliance on third parties where it makes sense. Do they still partner with major shipyards and suppliers? Of course, but when the parent company also moves half the planet's containers and runs terminals, you get leverage on contracts, provisioning, and efficiencies others can't easily match. That cost discipline isn't sexy in a brochure. There's no waterslide named procurement synergy, but it's absolutely one of the reasons your fare looks so sweet. Number 10. Ships designed as experience corridors. Walk an MSC promenade and notice the choreography. Smells, lighting, sound, sightlines. You can see the dessert case from the atrium bar. You can hear the pianist from the champagne lounge. You catch a whiff of soy and citrus right as the sushi chef torches a topping. It's not accidental. The architecture turns wandering into wanting. Entertainment spaces bleed into venues with irresistible menus. Family areas sit a few steps from treat counters. Theaters quietly signal better seats if you're willing to pay for the middle rows. You don't feel herded, you feel invited. And because you choose your yeses, you never feel gouged, even as the ship quietly meets its revenue goals without touching the headline fare. Number 11. The brand promise. Upscale look. Entry-level price. This is the North Star. MSC cultivates a luxury aesthetic. Grand staircases, glossy materials, atriums that sparkle on camera, then pairs it with a price that undercuts the competition. Your brain does the math. It looks high-end. It costs low-end. Therefore, it's a steal, which it often is. You might splurge on a few add-ons. You might upgrade to Aria next time. You might dream about Yacht Club after seeing that private deck. That's the funnel. The goal isn't to win every dollar today. It's to make MSC the name you type first when you search for your next sailing. If you disembark thinking, I can't believe what I got for that price, they've already won. So how do you turn all of that strategy into a cruise that feels like a magic trick in your favor? Easy Sail Smart. Start by choosing your experience, not the internet's. If you're a pool and pizza person who lives outside the cabin, the base fare and a cozy room are perfect. If you crave spa access, flexible dining, or a quieter sun deck, price out a Riri and see if the Delta feels worth it for your style. If you want boutique hotel at sea energy without giving up a giant ship's amenities, peek at Yacht Club. It's a splurge, but it flips the script on how you use the ship. Next, decide on add-ons before you board. MSC excels at the polite upsell. You'll be tempted. If Wi-Fi matters, pre-purchase a package and disable background app updates so you don't set cash on fire. If specialty dining looks tempting, pick one night in advance and treat it like date night. If you're traveling with kids, earmark a budget for the fun stuff: bowling, VR, gelato, so the end-of-week statement doesn't feel like a plot twist. Food-wise, lean into the European rhythm. Hit the pizza when it's fresh. Try the pesto you can smell from the corridor. And don't sleep on the pastries. If you're a die-hard late-night snacker, plan around the buffet hours, or grab a couple of simple bites earlier and stash them. Pair that with coffee that could launch a tender and you're in business. Cabin strategy is simple. Pack like a minimalist, and treat the room as a launch pad. Use vertical storage, bring a few fold-flat hangers, and slide suitcases under the bed. If you need more space, step up a category. Remember, the savings on the fare compared to other lines may cover that bump. As for spending, set a number and enjoy saying yes within it. A second spa day? If it fits the budget, do it. A glowing cocktail with dry ice because the moment calls for it? Great. The goal isn't to resist everything, it's to love everything you choose. MSC's ships are built to make that choosing fun. One last piece of mindset magic. Say thank you often. MSC's crews work insanely hard to deliver that wow for less equation. A kind word to your room attendant, patience on turnaround day, and a small tip for standout service all ripple back into your experience. The ships are enormous, the strategy is complex, but your cruise still runs on human beings who want you to leave thinking that was incredible for the price. In the end, the real reason MSC feels so cheap isn't a loophole or a trick. It's a blueprint, long-term vision, diversified backing, upscale optics, efficient cabins, a mixed fleet, a European culinary spine, and ships choreographed to sell joy by the slice. You're not being scammed, you're being invited, at a discount. That's why the deals look outrageous and still work. The price gets you on board, the experience makes you come back. Now I'm curious, which of these 11 reasons shocked you most? If you've sailed MSC, did you catch yourself just saying yes to one extra thing, and then 3 more? And for the curious, which experience tier are you eyeing next? Fantastica, Aurea, or Full Send Yacht Club? Drop your take below. If this breakdown helped, tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with the friend who keeps screenshotting MSC fares at 1 a.m. The secret's out. Cheap isn't cheap when it's intentional. And on MSC, it's very, very intentional.